What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live episode of the Hot Mic here, October 24th, 2025. I am John Rocha here of the John Rocha channel, joined as always by the insider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy.
What's going on there, man? What's the deal with the throat?
I don't know. I should have had some water before I did that.
Yeah, maybe you can get up and get a drink when we. Oh, there you go. You got a little bit of water there. Thank you all for joining us here on a Friday. Usually, we go live on a Thursday, but yesterday was my birthday, so I want to take the day off and relax, and it was nice. No responsibilities, no expectations, just laying around, watching what I want to watch, doing what I want to do. It was nice, but we are back now in the grind of the world of entertainment. Jeff, there's so much to talk about today. We got all this stuff happening with Paramount and WB, Star Wars news popping off, some casting news, some interesting collaborations coming together. So much to discuss here on the channel. But how are you, man? How was your week or the last few days? How you been?
I've been good. I've been busy.
Yeah,
I was on set yesterday. Can't talk about it, obviously. Yeah, it's been a good week. Can't complain.
Yeah, and you got a chance to see some stuff. Is there any stuff you can talk about later that you got a chance to see? Like, is there any embargoes that are up?
I want to talk about Christie. I want to talk about Sentimental Value. I can talk about Mayor of Kingstown. Like, yeah, bring it.
Nice. All right, we'll touch on all that a little bit later for sure as we go along with the show. There's 200 of you watching us right now. We're not yet at that point we want to drop and start talking about the main topic yet. So we'll jump into some other stuff. And let's get into this first of all, Jeff. This kind of broke as we were getting on the air the last couple of hours here. According to Deadline and a number of other locations, both Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan are legitimately in talks to be a part of the Miami Vice reboot. Our friend Scott Mantz posted about this himself, predicted it a while ago, and it has come to fruition. They are in early talks right now. Sources say it's still too early for any deals to be done, but the scheduling has worked out for the film to shoot later in 2026. Butler is engaging and interested, and for Jordan, his deal to play Tubbs is also in early days, and Dan Gilroy is writing this one as well. So your thoughts on this? I mean, not too much of a surprise, but certainly, what does this mean for them? Do you think they are coming together? Do you think this is like a clearing of the schedules for both of them to jump into this project?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly took a little bit of scheduling magic, right? Because he's got post-production on the Thomas Crown Affair to worry about. But it sounds like he is going to be available after all, Michael B. And then I know everyone's like, oh, what does this mean for Heat 2? Because Austin Butler, has been rumored to play young Krisha Hurlis. I mean, that seems like it's going to be an ensemble sort of thing, right? Where, maybe he's only in a third of the movie. I don't really understand why doing Miami Vice would take him out of the running for Heat 2, particularly, if they schedule it a certain way to allow him to do both.
Yeah. Well, and this is supposed to start shooting on August 6th of 2027. Oh, sorry, the film's dated to be released on August 6th of 2027. There's probably going to start shooting, obviously, next year at some point. And this incarnation is going to explore Miami in the mid-1980s and all the drug stuff that was going on back then, but also be based on the pilot. This is an interesting decision to go using the pilot as the basis for this reboot. I thought maybe they'd come up with a new story or a new angle, but the fact that they're using something that was from the past here as kind of a foundational piece for the script. And I mentioned Dan Gilroy wrote the most recent draft, but Eric Warren Singer wrote the first draft. So, but do you like this coming together? Do you like this as a package? It's exciting. I mean, we've talked about, Jeff, on the show. How many people are going back to watch old 1980s content? How many people? Who is this for? This kind of thing. Do you anticipate that this will have as big of a splash with Butler, with Michael B. Jordan, as it would have had maybe 20 years ago if they were doing reboot like we had with Michael Mann?
I mean, on one hand, the IP does seem a little tired, but on the other, this like the last one was what, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
So, it is time. I think that there is a way to do it, and you can't ask for a much better director than Kaczynski,
for sure,
as high as anybody off of the back-to-back hits like Top Gun Maverick and F1.
True.
I think maybe they needed some real star power to sell this one. And again, it doesn't get much bigger than Michael B. Jordan right now, hot off of Sinners. And Austin Butler, Caught Stealing did not do very well at the box office.
Yes.
Tough release date, tricky sell. But he really impressed me in that movie. He held the screen. He held my attention. I think he proved himself as an actual movie star in that. So, I was working on a story about who, Sonny Crockett could possibly be. And there was a huge range. It's like, do you do an older Sonny Crockett? It was like, like a Josh Brolin type. Or looking for guys who are two peers,
Yeah.
But Austin Butler was really high on that list. I do think he has the certain swag to pull off Sonny Crockett. And yeah, this is a great pairing.
You mentioned Brolin. I mean, he worked with him in Only the Brave, Kaczynski did. And he does have that UAP project that he's working on as well. Do you think that now goes farther down the line and this becomes the Paramount thing for the next couple of years of his life? If this goes
I mean, for sure. It definitely, I mean, that's the first thing I said. I was like, shit. When I heard Kaczynski was going to be directing Miami Vice, I was like, oh, if I'm Apple, I'm pissed. Because they just spent a ton of money on that UAP movie. But, maybe Spielberg will sort of fill that void next year or whatever.
Right.
And we'll give it a couple years for that to cool down and then, do their take on it in 2028 or 2029.
Yeah, maybe they didn't want like a Deep Impact Armageddon situation. Like let that one come out and then we'll come a little bit later with more information coming out.
Exactly.
Whether it's true or not, more information coming out, certainly from congressional hearings and investigations and what have you. But this is a fascinating thing, too, when you look at Kaczynski. Like, he's stuck right now a little bit in the 80s, right? I mean, Top Gun Maverick is essentially a rebooting of the Top Gun series from film from the 80s. F1 is essentially Days of Thunder, but for the modern audience. Now you've got a little bit of an 80s thing again with Miami Vice. So is there a danger that that Joseph is like stuck in this decade and needs to get out of it? Or is this a lot of fun and he's doing well with this stuff?
I mean, don't forget Tron as well, which is another 80s movie, essentially. I mean, he may be painting himself into a corner, but it's a pretty goddamn good corner.
Yeah.
And I think that the movies are different enough. Like Miami Vice is not Top Gun.
Right.
Top Gun wasn't F1. So yeah, I think he's mixing it up and not just repeating himself.
Now, what about the Glenn Powell situation? A lot of people thought Glenn Powell might be up for this role or would get this role. What does this say about the Glenn Powell of it all? Did they sense that maybe Glenn was maybe just a little bit older than they wanted for this role? Because I mean, Glenn's not 20s and Austin is.
So I got an interesting message today about this. I got an answer about everything.
Okay.
It always happens after the fact, right?
Yes.
So Glenn Powell was higher on Universal's list. Universal and Glenn Powell.
Right.
But Austin Butler, in a very suave move, went through the back door.
What?
And got to Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
Austin Butler, once he was like, dude, you and me, we could fucking do this. Then you've got Michael B. going into the studio being like, Austin's the guy I want next to me. Because they definitely started, just like the way it was reported, it was Michael B.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're like, we need to find someone to pair with him. It wasn't like the other way around.
Right.
So once Michael B got on board and lobbied for Austin Butler, then they came around.
This might be a better pairing, honestly. And no matter how it happened, because maybe there was a sense that this was going to be Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx all over again, because both Michael B and Glenn are like the ascending or ascendant and different points of view, certainly two alphas. Austin seems a much more relaxed kind of situation. Does this, if he went this direction and took this route, does this maybe indicate to you that Michael B is going to be a little bit more the focus of the movie, with Austin being just slightly less of the focus in this movie? Because usually it's Crockett, not Tubbs. That's the focus.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I know there's always the slight, and listen, part of that has to do with race too, unfortunately.
Yes.
But in this case, Michael B. Jordan is probably the bigger movie star,
right,
between the two.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So, yeah, I imagine it'll be 50-50. If it leans in any direction, maybe it is Tubbs. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder who's going to be the villain in this. Are they going to get, like a really strong Latin actor to play maybe one of the drug dealers or the main drug dealer or something? Like, because obviously it's not racist to say that as a Latino that Latinos were in charge of the drug trade of Miami in the 1980s.
Well, you know who I'm tired of seeing as the hero and who could actually stand to be a villain in this movie?
Pedro? No. Yeah, you like Pedro as a villain? I could see.
I'd like to see him play a villain. I'd like to see
Narcos. In Narcos, he's pretty good in Narcos. Walking that line.
He's still the hero.
Yeah, I know. You're right, I guess.
I fucking love Pena. Javi Pena.
Michael Pena. No. Not
Javi Pena, I said. He played.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if Javier is the choice here. I don't know. Is it
No. That's too
obvious.
too collaterally, right? He already kind of was like the kingpin in Collateral.
That's true. It was. Yeah, but it was like one scene. You would want more.
I don't know. I could see Pedro doing it.
Sultan said he was the villain in Wonder Woman 1984. No, I guess.
I hit the erase button as soon as I saw that movie. Get that out of my brain.
Agreed. 100% agreed. All right, let's dive into this thing, man. We're almost at 400 people. Let's do it. We got a lot to talk about here with the Warner Brothers Paramount situation. Sure. This has been developed. This is an ongoing situation, Jeff. Over the last week and a half, 3 letters were delivered to the WB board with Larry Ellison there at Paramount proffering bids of $19, $22, and $23.50 per share. The last offer would value WB at over $58 billion. The company carries a net debt of $36. Ellison even tried to do some ego massaging by giving David Zaslav the co-CEO and co-chairman job of a merged Paramount WBD. But in the end, the board voted this down, Jeff. So this is the situation with these guys that Ellison looks to be in pole position. Now, this is a moment for you, Jeff Sneider, who had said this was ridiculous, never going to happen. It's very clearly going to happen, it seems like. And even the Trump officials are weighing in, according to the New York Post, saying they basically putting their fingers on the scale, saying that Ellison is the only one they want, that they'll approve WB to be bought by. So your thoughts on all this as it's come about before I add more context to the story.
This is all theater, right?
Are you doubling down? Are you doubling down?
You bet I'm going to double down. You kidding me? All the stuff that's coming out is coming out from where? The New York Post and Charles Gasparino, who all respect to him. It's like, isn't it just a magical thing how you never hear from the New York Post, and then suddenly when there's a studio for sale and the people on Wall Street who read that paper or that coverage, like it's so obviously like a Republican like rag.
It's a conservative rag. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, like I just don't know what the surprise is in this reporting. Just because the Trump administration wants something doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Oh my God. Are you insane? Are you insane? They're the ones that are going to approve the merger. And they've already made it clear that they won't approve the Comcast thing. They won't approve Netflix doing it. They've got issues with those things. So they'll make it very hard for other companies to buy Paramount. They're simply saying that's smooth.
Will they make it impossible?
Not impossible, but I mean, you're really splitting the hairs at that point.
Not really. I mean,
come on, Jeff.
Once Warner Brothers splits in half, right? Why do you think? Look at the urgency.
If they allow that to happen, I mean, if they allow that to happen,
why wouldn't they allow it to happen?
Because it depends on the amount of money they're going. If the Trump administration says no, we want Ellison in charge of CNN and having a movie studio, then that's game over. That's essentially what they want to do here. That's why they're bidding now. They're not bidding for the split.
They're bidding now because once it gets split in April, everyone's going to be interested in the studio. They're the only ones interested right now. So the media says in the whole package. But once the WB splits come April, then all the bidders are going to come out of the woodwork because they're like, okay, now we don't have to deal with the dead weight of the cable networks.
So let me ask you something. If they do go through with the bid, do you then eat your words at that point? If they go through with it before the split, if the split never happens, if Paramount buys the whole thing, then at that point, do you say, okay, yes, I was wrong here. Clearly, this was a ploy. This is behind the scenes shit with the Trump administration wanting one of their people to control the media, control 2 studios. Come on. You can't deny that, can you?
Yep. I think I
really?
will deny it. Mm-hmm.
How?
I mean, again, even if Trump puts his thumb on the scale, he ultimately doesn't make the decision for Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers could be like, no, we're going to merge with Universal.
That's totally fair. Yes.
Right.
Totally.
And then they could be like, all right, well, we're not going to approve it. It's going to be hung up in court for the next 12 months.
Right.
However long. Yeah. Okay. Well, then that happens. And maybe at the end of it, they're like, we couldn't get it done. Right. And they start this process all over again. And who knows, by then we'll have another fucking president. Like,
maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. The way he's playing it out. Well, I mean, Netflix was, Sarando said today that he poured water on it, I think yesterday, that they wouldn't want to buy the whole thing. They only want to buy it once it splits. Amazon is rumored to be interested. Apple is rumored to be interested.
All these places that are suddenly interested. Whereas just a couple weeks ago, I heard that they were the only place that was interested, Paramount. So again, it's like this shit is just so manipulated when it's fucking Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg and fucking New York Post leading the reporting charge. It's like, come on, guys.
Then what's your prediction for what's going to happen?
I don't know what's going to fucking happen. I'm going to take the field. I will gladly take the field and stick by my prediction that it's not Paramount that's going to get it, whereas everyone else on the planet says this is already done.
Yeah. Everyone's saying this is pretty much locked down. This is going to happen.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I kind of feel like it is going to happen. I feel like there's a reason all of this stuff is coming out. There's a reason all these statements are being made. And as I've said numerous times before, and I said when this thing broke on our show, when we were talking about it and it broke during our show, like this is absolutely a ploy to control CNN, one of the big critics of Trump. And he wants to have his guy in charge of that thing so they can absolutely kill the criticism. I mean, what happened last night? Bari Weiss is now in charge of CBS News. She is someone who is very in line with MAGA and Trump. And what's the one news network that did not cover Trump pardoning the Bitcoin guy yesterday? CBS, on its nightly news, on its evening news. And that tells you there's a manipulation factor going on here. And that's what I think is behind all of this. And Zaslav is a known MAGA guy. So he may be, although he's supposed to do his best for the company, and they've been turning down these bids. The board, I don't know if it's Zaslav or the board who's turning down the bids. And maybe this is all a ploy to get the cost up.
Why are they turning down these bids if it's a done deal and they're going to Paramount?
Maybe they just want to go as high as possible to price out everybody else and then be done with it and then make it happen. But you're right to question it.
If it's about the money, then why not wait until you split up and then get a monster offer from Netflix or Apple or one of these other places?
Why even take bids though? Why, if you're a company that knows you're not going to do it all the way until the split, why even do this dog and pony show if it's not really going to lead to any kind of purchase? That would be my question. Why entertain anything?
To play defense, John, right?
Okay.
Like that's the other thing. Some places may not need Warner Brothers, but it's like if we don't get Warner Brothers, then Paramount gets Warner Brothers, and then we're the next guy on the chopping block.
It's a competition, right? They're buying up everything, and they're growing in power. How will we be able to resist if they keep growing? That's a great point. Yeah. And
I think that there's a lot of Wall Street people and data analysts and all this kind of shit. And that's where these stories are now. But I don't really like in the industry. I just don't feel it. I don't.
You don't feel that this is going to happen.
I don't feel the fear. I don't feel like this is like absolutely happening. I feel the likelihood of it. Like, I think right now this is all just theater.
You're one of the only people on the island right now who believe it. I mean, so many people are weighing in on this, from the theatrical landscape to the political landscape, everywhere. You know, people are weighing in.
And honestly, the only person whose like thread I was impressed by was this guy, this agent at Paradigm, Nick Piccolo.
Okay.
I thought he made a pretty good argument for why it has to be, Paramount to some extent. But yeah, it's not the Charles Gasparinos of the world or the Matt Bellanys that have me convinced. I feel like, there's people whispering in their ear and trying to manipulate markets. I don't think there's any question about that, which is, why Warner Brothers stock has skyrocketed. Like, I don't pretend that this is my area of expertise.
Right, I know that.
Chinese development. I don't really care so much about this big picture stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know that anyone has like the perfect read on it.
Okay.
And that's fine if you say, well, you don't have the perfect read on it either. Mm-hmm. I know I messed up a factoid or two in my piece on Warner Brothers and Paramount that was helpfully pointed out by a couple of readers, but
yeah,
I just find it too easy. Like, there's so many billionaires out there who would love to like run a fucking Hollywood studio. I just and like people who can like get back into the fold too.
You keep hinting at Elon, and then we heard earlier this week that Saudi, like the PIF fund, may be interested in buying a studio,
and money's nothing to those people.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. What if they come in over the top and they say, all right, Paramount's going to value at $58 billion. We're going to give you $75 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there are plenty of places that would be interested at the right price.
Right.
Because these kinds of assets don't go on the market very often. I still think David has his work cut out for him in turning around Paramount. I don't even understand why you'd want the challenge of running 2 movie studios at once, but I guess it's, if you can, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that Variety, I want to read this section that Variety pointed out things because you got to give all angles, right? It's real easy to look at this issue and go, well, this is black and white, but there's a lot of factors in all of this. And one of the arguments they put out is what's behind Ellison's desire to marry Paramount with WB? It's the same trends that have whipped across the media biz for the past several years, says Scott Purdy, media strategy leader for professional services firm KPMG US. Big media companies have seen a decline in their linear TV business, and industries in decline tend to consolidate. The one major factor is scale. In addition, he says buyers often want to snap up high-value entertainment franchises and IP, partly, as Jeff was alluding to keep them out of the hands of competitors. And Ellison, in his defense, last month or earlier this month's LA's Bloomberg Screen Time conference, said he would not confirm it, but he explained that he thinks Paramount needs to bolt on more content-producing engines to achieve sustainable growth in a streaming-centric world. He even cited Zaslav's comments as we spoke about the last time we spoke about this a week ago, I think, about how there needs to be all of this stuff that more content needs to be got by these studios in order to yield engagement overall. So, I mean, there is an argument to be made here that there's a logical business decision, irregardless of CNN and Trump and all of that stuff. This is a logical business decision to have as much content as possible and to keep it out of competitors' hands overall. And why wouldn't you if you could, right?
I'm working on a big story involving one of these studios that I think has not been completely honest about things. So if they're not completely honest about certain things, why would they be completely honest about other things? I don't know. Again, I'm just skeptical. I've been in this business long enough. I'm a pretty skeptical dude. I definitely understand why everyone's saying, well,
right,
David wants, David gets, and David has Trump in his corner, and no one's going to defy Trump. Like, at the end of the day, Trump doesn't really get to make this decision. He has to sign off on it, and some people may not always like having to sign off on certain things.
Right.
But I just think it's very easy that we're just handing a second studio to David Ellison on a platter.
Yeah. I hear you. But I also think it's important to have the countering point of view, Jeff. So I appreciate you sticking to your guns.
Again, everybody just it's my theory. Everybody loves to panic. So something that like may happen suddenly becomes it's happening. The town is burning because I need something to freak out about right now. When I think that there's a lot of chapters left in this story.
But you might argue as a counter, Jeff, that because we didn't freak out enough, certain things are happening now in our country that shouldn't be happening because we didn't freak out enough. So you can make the argument that we should have freaked out more in the past and really took it seriously. But either way, we'll leave this where it is and we'll see what happens because I'm sure there'll be more updates as we go along. But Jeff's going to be the one sitting outside the train going, I don't know what everybody's screaming about. So we'll see.
Yeah, wait until we get to, the other story tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Real quick, Jeff, I know I didn't put this on the rundown, but this kind of popped off just an hour ago. One Battle After Another apparently is going to be submitted as a comedy for the Golden Globes. It will be in the comedy category. DiCaprio will be nominated or will be submitted for lead actor, comedy, or musical. Tiana Taylor, Sean Penn, Regina Hall, and Benicio will also be submitted in supporting actor and actress categories, with Chase Infinity in the lead actress category. This goes along with A24's If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You film that was also submitted for comedy consideration at the Golden Globes. What are we doing here, man? I mean, I get that there are funny moments in One Battle After Another, but I would really stretch my mind to consider it as a comedy. John.
Funniest movie of the year. Funnier than Superbad. Funnier than 4-Year-Old Virgin. No. The Golden Globes are a corrupt organization.
Wow.
Very... What is this, a big revelation? A corrupt organization run by a corrupt individual. And the studios are going to fudge whatever they can to get as many nominations as they can because it's all just PR and marketing for them. They're not. They don't care about being in the right categories. They're like, hey, if I can somehow justify this other category, that's what we're going to do because it's easier.
Yeah, this seems like weighing the scale down a little bit, aren't you? Like this is like The Bear being submitted in the comedy category.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing is just stupid. It's ridiculous. Nobody actually thinks that this is a comedy. I mean, with Sentimental Value a comedy, I'll tell you, I laughed my ass off for like a minute straight at one of the jokes in Sentimental Value. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it. It's coming out next week or something. Yeah.
I'm going to say is a little kid gets a birthday gift, and it's a DVD of Irreversible.
Oh my God, the Monica Bellucci film.
And I could not stop laughing. Does that make Sentimental Value a fucking comedy? No.
No.
I think all this placement stuff is just a way to manipulate the system, and it's bullshit, and it shouldn't be allowed. But the Golden Globes have no standards or backbone, so that's what's going to happen.
Oh, we will see. We will see. I just found it to be curious that they would submit it in that category. So strange. Let's move on to this. This is also something interesting, Jeff. What about this? Johnny Depp is making a comeback here, Jeff. He is going to be working with Ti West for a Christmas Carol remake for Paramount Pictures. This will be called Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol. It's set for a November 13th, 2026 release, and Andrea Riseborough will join the cast as well. And this is being written by Nathaniel Halpern with Emma Watts producing. This is a fascinating situation coming together. What are your thoughts on all this? And do we get a Mia Goth cameo in this movie?
This is like Mad Libs. I mean, it made no sense.
Yes.
And I'm not really someone who's like anti-Johnny Depp.
Right.
Like he should be allowed to work. But do I think it should be on, I don't know what the budget of this is, but like, or what the tone will be. With Ti West, I only have some semblance of an idea of what the tone will be.
Right.
And maybe he'll be really good in it, but I thought this was weird. Again, it depends on what the budget is, but this seems like a risk for Paramount. I don't know if they would have stepped up to finance this one. Totally fine, seeing Johnny Depp in a movie.
Yeah.
I just thought this one was a weird choice.
Well, it's being described as a, quote, thrilling ghost story set in Charles Dickens' London, following one man's supernatural journey to face his past, present, and future and fight for a second chance. Jeff, that screams meta on so many levels.
Yeah, really.
And that's what concerns me about this, because it may be such a meta film that it just becomes a blurring of the lines, and people turn against the movie saying this is basically Johnny trying to get sympathy from the people for the things that happened and what have you. So I don't know. I don't see the logic. I guess I see the logic in why Johnny would do this. I don't know why Ti West would do this. Like,
I just don't like. I'm like another Christmas Carol movie.
That's fair too.
Is this the greatest story ever or something? Like, how many of these do we need? So that's where I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah. What? I mean, because the Patrick Stewart one was a really great series on Christmas Carol. How many more of these? And Johnny's not even old enough to play Ebenezer as it would normally be played by someone in their late 60s or 70s, looking back on their lives. What are you going to do? Age him up? They did that in Sweeney Todd, and I know he got nominated for it, but I got to tell you, that is one of the weakest nominations ever, because I don't think he was that strong of an actor in that movie, because they had to make him look older than he was, and he was kind of playing that character. I don't know if him playing Ebenezer makes any sense, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like it. And again, Andrea Riseborough, great actress.
Yeah.
She doesn't put butts in seats. Ti West is coming off a pretty big flop.
Yeah.
In Maxine, which I was surprised about because it's the third movie in that trilogy.
Yeah.
They had momentum, but it just wasn't very good, Maxine.
Right.
So I don't know. He's lost me a little bit because I didn't love Pearl either. I thought X was great. X was the standout for me in that trilogy. So yeah, Ti West, kind of two disappointing movies in a row. I'm thumbs down on this project. I would not have said yes.
Yeah. Gnome says Depp is 62. Does he look 62? He doesn't look 62, man. He looks 40, for God's sakes.
They're rushing it out to get ahead of the Robert Eggers one with Flow.
Right. He's starting to shoot Werewolf. What do you think of that? Are you excited for him to start shooting that now and put it in motion?
It just seems I know exactly what that movie will be. Just like I know what Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein will be, even though I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
Oh, no. I've been trying to see it like every night this week. I just haven't been able to. I mean,
right on.
2 times are tough. So you gotta basically want to go to a 10:20 movie. You gotta like 1 a.m.
I hope you like it. I loved it. I'm going again this weekend. I really loved it. It's absolutely a John Rocha version of Frankenstein. It is operatic. It is big. It is bold. It is crazy. I loved it. So we'll see if you like it or not.
I love the people though who are like, there's a lot of us Johnny Depp supporters. Well, where were you for Modi? Where were you for some of these movies that have come out not just recently, but like in the last few years?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like they didn't make a sound. So
it's easy to support when you're not spending your money. That's the thing. It's like it's really easy to
kind of feel.
All right, let's move on to the Star Wars news, Jeff. I think we talked earlier this week, right, about the Soderbergh Adam Driver situation. If not,
more to talk about.
Yeah. So Jeff also broke on his newsletter there, theinsider.com, that David Fincher had also worked on a Star Wars film and got pretty deep into the working of it overall here. And there is some more reporting on this, Jeff. What do you want to say on this before we dive too deep into this?
I have a lot to say. So, I mean, first of all, kudos to the playlist, which has always had really good sourcing in the Steven Soderbergh and David Fincher camps. And this story happens to involve both of them. Right. Let's not forget that the playlist is the one that broke the news of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, which I also was on. But they beat me to the punch on that one. They've always just had great sourcing with these two filmmakers. So they either definitely talked to one or both of them or a member of their team. That said, that's quite obvious that who they spoke to, because they're definitely carrying water for some of this, some of these guys in this. I just checked in with sources, and you can say I'm carrying water as well. I'm told that article was like 60% accurate.
Okay.
So here's my beef with it. The whole it's a non-story, the David Fincher thing. It's a non-story. Well, I'm sorry. Who decides what a story is? Me or what David Fincher? Like, I'm sure David Fincher's had hundreds of conversations all over town with people about movies, and he only thinks a handful of them are a story, right?
Right.
It's just like this, and this article was full of like publicists kind of speak like that, like in terms like formal development.
Right.
So, they basically say, well, it never came down to a green light because it didn't get that far. Right. Okay, but in saying that, you're confirming what I said, which is that Fincher was in talks or talking to them about doing a movie. He had an idea for it. I'm not going to say what that idea was. I think I've told you months ago. Who it was about, but I've been asked not to reveal that. And so like the playlist is like, well, they were talking about doing it between or it's set between episodes 8 and 9. That's what they said in their story.
Right.
It's like, okay, that may be true that it didn't follow a character after the events of episode 9, but was set between 8 and 9, but it was going to shoot after 9. It wasn't like they were doing episode 8 and then, hey, let's talk about doing this movie. And then like they were talking about doing this after 9. I don't know whether it was shot, whether it was greenlit, shot, or if it had come out. Like they used the term post Rise of Skywalker, or whatever the fuck it was, whatever 9 was, post 9.
Yeah, post 9.
What is post 9 in terms of the timing to you? Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like they basically just backed up my report.
In a roundabout way. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like when it's like, well, if it wasn't Final Cut, what was it? Right. They also never give a reason that the project with Fincher didn't happen.
Just real quickly, just to add to context to people who are listening who maybe didn't read your article. Yeah, you said that Fincher had an idea for a sequel to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. He pitched to Lucasfilm. Talks fell through because the studio wouldn't grant Fincher Final Cut. That was your reporting. So I just want to clarify that for people.
Sure. And it's like, well, what was it then? They liked this idea that Fincher had. They were definitely willing to pay him the money. So why did it fall apart? It falls apart over control. He wants it, and they're not going to give it to him. And so now this article comes out that says, well, it really wasn't about that, without saying, well, was he going to get it or not? Because if he wasn't going to get it, he wasn't going to do the movie. So like whether it didn't get to that point or did, at the end of the day, he wasn't going to get final cut and thus wasn't going to make the movie. That is what it came down to, whether far enough along or not. No one had reported that he had this idea.
Right.
They reported, hey, we want him to direct episode 7 and ended up going to JJ. Oh, we'd love to have him do episode 9. JJ ends up coming back. No one talked about this other movie that I've told you about.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was news. So the whole, the final cut thing is incorrect or whatever. I don't understand that. To me, they just validated what I'd already said.
I kind of feel like the most believable part of your story is the final cut thing. I don't think Fincher would work for a franchise or an IP and not demand final cut, because you're bringing in an artist to put his particular spin on your IP, on your franchise. So I'd be surprised if he didn't ask for final cut. Like that would just be,
And to me, if it's Fincher behind this article or Soderbergh or whoever, it's because they don't want to admit that they weren't going to get final cut.
Oh yeah, because it's a status thing, right?
Just
right.
The Soderbergh thing, right? Where the Star Wars insider I spoke to told me, I think Alan and Bob made the right decision.
Oh,
right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you read my article, but that's what they said.
Right.
So
yeah, because the Soderbergh project was what he had from the playlist, right? It was known internally as Quiet Leaves. It was apparently far beyond an initial concept or pitch. It had a finished screenplay and was moving into early preparation and staffing. Scott Z. Burns was brought on to finalize the script, earned $3 million, which is more than any writer in Lucasfilm has ever earned, according to them. And of course, Burns had contributed on Rogue One, uncredited. And executives were apparently high on this, Kathleen Kennedy and others, but that the delay, as we said, was over the idea that how could Ben Solo be alive? And Iger in the end just quashed it. And this caused all kinds of massive comments through the week, but I had no idea it was this far into the going into pre-production. That means like the fact that they were to hide this thing for this long to get to pre-production, Jeff, in this town with scoopers like you and others hounding them all the time is pretty surprising.
I'm just like, Soderbergh, he goes on Blue Sky today to like insist that the movie was greenlit.
Yes, he did say that.
It wasn't greenlit. Right? How can you say, and this is basically what my source said, like, how can you say it's greenlit, but when you present it for greenlight to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, it's not greenlit.
Right.
How can you say it was greenlit? It's the first, Steven can say what he wants about, well, it was the first time a finished screenplay was turned in for a movie to Lucasfilm, and they decided not to make that finished screenplay. Maybe, Taika, Ryan Johnson, all these people we've seen develop projects never actually turned in a finished screenplay.
Right.
They got so far and they got stuck, or they never even got started, or who knows what the fuck, right? He's just saying, I was the first to deliver a finished screenplay that they said no to. But your project wasn't greenlit. So, and this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, look at what these people are saying. Don't just be like, well, Steven Soderbergh said it, so it's true.
Right.
So-and-so said it, so it's true. They're not, they don't always know what is the real shit or not. And I know I say that as some tiny blogger from some apartment in Koreatown. It's like, Steven Soderbergh's probably like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He wasn't there. I was there.
Yeah.
I just tell you what my source is saying. I think in this universe, in this galaxy far, far away, my sources have proven to be pretty good. So the whole it was greenlit thing, if it was greenlit, your movie would have been made. It wasn't greenlit.
All right. Well, has there been any more on this that you have heard from your when you said you talked to your Star Wars insiders, your Star Wars people? Are we going to see other legacy or name directors pop up with stories like this that they were this close to?
I'm sure there are. I don't know them all. I knew Fincher. I told you and Christian a while ago and swore you to secrecy that Fincher came really close to making a movie. Maybe it wasn't as close as I made it out to be, but he definitely had a take on the character and wanted to pursue it, and it didn't work. And it's dead. So yeah, Driver's not There are no discussions about Driver returning, because I did question. I was like, why is he saying this now? Is he just sort of putting it out there like, hey, I want to do a big movie again?
Right.
Like, why talk about this now? And that was still sort of unclear, but it's not because he's setting the stage for a return.
Oh yeah, but I mean, can't they do it? I from what I understand, fans flew a banner across the Disney lot to let them know they need to make this Ben Solo movie. Isn't that enough to make a Ben Solo movie, Jeff? Flying a banner, a bunch of fans getting together and wasting money on a ridiculous stunt. It's just hilarious to me, this nonsense, man. Why would they do that?
I don't know why anybody does anything anymore. To me, Steven Soderbergh is not who I want to see a Star Wars movie from necessarily. I mean, I respect him greatly as a filmmaker. He made 2 bangers this year. I don't think Star Wars is really in his wheelhouse. I don't think he, is really.
These are both odd choices. Soderbergh and Fincher are really odd choices for.
Fincher's less odd though. Like you can see why Fincher would have gotten a $200 million budget from somebody. He developed the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea project at Disney for a long time. He served as a camera person on Return of the Jedi. And again, Kathleen Kennedy produced Curious Case of Benjamin Button. She got an Oscar nomination for it.
Right.
So there's just more history there than Fincher, who I think made more sense than Soderbergh. That was always going to be a pipe dream. And again, given the timing is everything in this business. Yeah. And this was not the time for Star Wars to experiment with an expensive Steven Soderbergh movie starring Adam Driver, who is not really a box office draw.
Yeah. Right. Good points. All right, let's move on from Star Wars. If you've got nothing more to say on that, let's move on to this other stuff that's going on. Let's talk about another thing is kind of a big deal here. This putz, Kevin O'Leary, has some comments here about AI. He's obviously going to be in the new film coming out here, Marty Supreme, with Timothée Chalamet leading the way. Well, he had some comments about how to use AI in a movie. Now, we should also reveal that Kevin O'Leary has personal investments in AI, but he was looking at some of the stadium scenes in the movie, and he said, quote, almost every scene had as many as 150 extras. Now those people have to stay awake for 18 hours, be completely dressed in the background. They're not necessarily in the movie, but they're necessary to be there moving around, and yet it costs millions of dollars to do that. Why couldn't you simply put AI agents in their place? Because they're not the main actors. They're only in the story. Visually, you could save millions of dollars so more movies could be made. The same director spending $90 million or whatever he spent could spend $35 million and make 2 movies. Jeff, you cannot save $55 million on a movie by just removing extras from a movie. That's absolutely the most ridiculous thing he's ever said. Your thoughts on this situation? Is there any room for nuance on this? Because people reacted very strongly to this.
I mean, he's not wrong.
In what way is he not wrong? He certainly isn't $55 million to fucking pay for extras.
Yeah, I don't think it's $55 million for extras, but like he did. What do you mean? You have to pay 100 people to stand on that set.
Yeah, but you don't have 100 people in every movie sitting on sets in big, large crowd scenes. The 100th is a rarity. It's not.
No, of course, not in every movie.
Right.
But I mean, I don't understand. Is he wrong to suggest that they could have made a lot of made Marty Supreme for less money if they just used AI on the crowd scenes?
Technically, you could argue that he's not wrong, that they would have made less money. But the other option is that you're having actors act against a green screen or against a tennis ball or whatever. Not every actor can.
Well, it's not the same.
Right. Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's about actors being comfortable. I don't think Timothée Chalamet's like, if you guys want the best Timothée Chalamet performance, I need these stands full of people. I think he'd give the same performance if there was nobody in the crowd. And they're like, we'll just add him digitally later. It's tough to say that because there's no way of knowing.
Right.
I'm sure it helps to have people there.
Yes.
But is it worth it is the question.
Right. But I mean, the thing is now with everything that's going on, having a guy who has investments in AI coming and essentially being, you know what, fire all these people. Don't pay these people any money. Keep them out of work and we'll just replace them with AI bots that will save us money on the movie. I get business wise where he's coming from.
What do we expect Mr. Wonderful of all people to say?
Right, exactly. And he's not he's a guy who's gonna. That's the thing about him. So you have to put that in context with how he sees things. The human beings aren't human to him; they're just numbers on a ledger. So for him, erasing people and erasing, and I've been an extra. I was an extra for the first 2-3 years I was in Hollywood. He doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. Who gets paid what? Because a lot of those extras are non-union extras, and they're only making $50 a day. So if you had 100 people on set for $50 a day, it's really not that much of your budget. So it's these little things that he's not aware of coming in as a novice to the world of filmmaking. But the other side of AI on this is also what Paul Schrader said this week. He said he expects, well, let me put him up here so I don't miss anything. He said he expects more and more AI in the coming years, and that he's read, quote, a perfect script to do all AI. He said, talking to Vanity Fair, that I think we're only 2 years away from the first AI feature. I was just on the phone with someone today about a script I had, and I said, this would be a perfect example or perfect script to do all AI. He called it just a tool. He says AI is taking over film coverage. AI does better coverage than average coverage, and AI doesn't have to favor anybody, but he does, say that you could teach AI to be biased. So we're getting more and more people talking about this AI situation, Jeff. More and more people of note, people of name. Your thoughts on this?
I don't care. Let me know when the fucking movies are in theaters at this point. Like I'm so over it. This is such a lame topic at this point. It's either going to happen or it's not. It's not going to have to do with how outraged you or I get or how outraged people on Twitter get. These studios and places are going to do what they do, and we're going to see the movies, and then we'll judge then.
My question to bring it up and put it on the rundown is more a matter of like, are people feeling more and more emboldened to speak out on the AI thing? And is that reflective of what we see in Hollywood? Is there a sea change kind of happening behind the scenes, in the unwritten place or the unspoken places about how people are seeing AI, how creatives are dealing with AI, how more and more people who are creators like Paul Schrader, as a director and writer, want to use AI and are open to it? That's why I wanted to put it on the rundown. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, Paul Schrader, come on, like this guy needs money.
What's that mean? He's about to do what, Ballad of a Small Player? Isn't that coming out soon? It's supposed to be Oscar possible nominations.
I don't think that's him. Yeah, I think he would love to make an AI movie as long as it paid him.
Okay.
I don't think he has any moral qualms about it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to this, man. Let's move on to, this one here. Jeff, is comedy making a comeback here? There were 2 stories this week with Nancy Meyers getting approved to possibly to get approved to do a new romantic comedy here. This might be something that could be going forward for her first project that she's done in quite some time. And there's been a snag, and the streamer balked at the cost here. Meyers wanted at least $150 million, but Netflix didn't want to go over $130 million. So Netflix scrapped it. But now Warner Brothers is said to be circling the project. Nothing seems to have come of it yet. It seems like the project is coming back to life at WB, and they've agreed to finance the film with production getting underway in early 2026. It will come in at $100 million. And then Judd Apatow and Nikki Glaser are coming together to do a comedy film as well. And this is on the heels of Judd Apatow's 2 attempts, Cat Williams and other places, that did not come forward. So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Nikki's hot right now, right? I've been a fan for a long time because I've always been a roast guy. But since the Tom Brady roast and then back-to-back hosting the Globes, like Nikki has definitely gone up a level. She's also had a lot of work done on herself. So yeah, she's being looked at as like this next comedy star. One of the few women who still like have the ability to shock and surprise people with the words that come out of their mouth. So I love that Apatow sees her like that and wants to give her a vehicle for those talents, as he did for Amy Schumer, as he did for Pete Davidson. He likes working with these comedians to tell their story, and Nikki sounds like she, has a good one. So I am looking forward to that. As for the Nancy Meyers one, I mean, that interests me a little bit less. It sounds like she's going to have to shave some money off the budget to make it work at Warner Brothers. But
why are you making $100 million rom-com? Why are you approving that? That to me just makes no sense. $100 million rom-com, Jeff. I don't know that that's a logical thing to spend money.
Yeah, I mean, I am with you on that. But maybe it's worth chasing female audiences. Not a lot of movies, that are being catered to them.
Right.
Meyers is an auteur who actually has like a great track record at the box office. Her movies always do really well.
Yes.
And even though studios these days should be trying to, hit home runs, you need to have a varied slate where it's okay. This movie's going to be a double. This movie might just be a single. And maybe that's all this is, a single or a double.
Yeah.
As long as they don't lose a bunch of money on it. I'm sure they've run those numbers and realized, listen, even if we make this at 100, it's going to do 180 worldwide. So like worst we're going to eat it is like 10 or 20.
Yeah.
And then, so who knows?
There's not even any comments on who would be cast in it. That's the other part of it that's a little weird. It's like, well, how can you get 100 million if you don't even know?
Well, that's the thing. If you're reserving a 40 or 50% of the budget for above the line talent, you're going to get some big names. It sounds like maybe the names before were too big, like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
But you could still pay, the people in the 8 to 10 million range, maybe not people in the 15 to 20 million range, but 8 to 10, and get a really strong ensemble. Look at what Materialists did. And that's a tiny A24 movie. Yeah, it's with Pedro and Dakota and Chris Evans. If you get 3 stars on that level here, then maybe you've got a hit.
Dakota and Nancy Meyers seems to make sense to me. So we will see for sure. Let's hit some trailers that happened this week, Jeff. Just to get to see Crime 101, little heat action in this one. There was the new series Pluribus that's coming out, which I got the screeners for already, and then a new international trailer.
When did the Pluribus screeners hit?
What? Have you not got it yet? All right, well, you'll see. You'll see.
I got to check the fucking app now because I just was looking.
What did you think of this? What do you think of this trailer? Crime 101. Thoughts.
Crime 101. I think it looks okay.
Okay.
But I loved the short story, the novella from Don Winslow.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't quite what I had in mind.
The story or the film, the trailer?
The trailer. I mean, to me, Hemsworth seems like he might be a little miscast. I love the Ruffalo casting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Halle Berry cast.
Well, that's also what trips me up is like some of the romance. And the trailer is really like selling that, and that this is like a sexy movie more than just like, a cat and mouse game between Ruffalo and Hemsworth. I'm writing about the trailer tonight in the newsletter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it looks okay, but it's not the kind of trailer that came in and blew me away.
Okay.
And I don't anticipate this movie being a huge hit.
Okay. What about Pluribus? Did you like that trailer? What do you think this is all about?
Yeah, very curious still about that movie. Series. I wasn't really a Better Call Saul guy, so the cast here doesn't mean a ton, and the premise is weird, but I've heard good things about it, so I have high hopes.
Yeah, I'm gonna check right now because I thought I had the screeners already.
You check.
Do you have them? You don't have. You say you don't have them?
I don't have anything.
Really?
Sometimes the Apple app is a little tricky. Like I could be looking at it on my phone and then on my TV, and I see different things.
Right.
Because sometimes you have to like update the app or refresh it. I don't fucking know, but I have not seen those screeners yet.
Have me activate the thing. I can't even check it from here. Oh well. But yeah, we started watching season 3 of Loot, so I know some screeners have started dropping on there. So I love that series. So, but I'll check the Pluribus and see if that one's there. Because I thought I got an email earlier this week saying they were on there. So. All right. Any other trailers you saw this week? Any other trailers jump out at you as projects that are exciting that you saw?
I mean, I told you, Sentimental Value was good. Okay. I hate having to be that guy who's like, yeah, but it's not a Best Picture winner. Well, that's not the goal of all these movies is to win Oscars in foreign countries. But having said that, did you see The Worst Person in the World?
Yeah.
I didn't think this was as good as The Worst Person in the World. I thought that was a great movie.
Oh, okay.
Worst Person in the World. Did you like it?
Yeah, I like Worst Person in the World. Yeah, it was like about maybe 5-10 minutes too long, but other than that, I enjoyed it.
This movie's fucking long too. Sentimental value. Renata Rensby's, very good. Elle Fanning's still on Skarsgård. Everybody's good. It's about like, is this director going to be able to make his movie so he can reconnect with his family? And I just didn't give a shit. I just felt like the stakes were a little small.
Okay. Okay.
And
Well,
I saw Scream.
Sorry, go ahead. What?
I saw Scream. 1996. It was back in theaters this week.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. Yes, go ahead and talk about that one. Sure, go ahead.
Just a great night at the movies with fellow Scream fans. Movie still has the ability to shock and surprise and make people laugh. Right. And then last night I saw Christie.
Yes.
Did you see Christie yet?
I'm not. Haven't gotten any screen. I could have come up and seen it this Saturday, but I did not see it. Go ahead.
Thought it was really good, guys.
I
thought Sydney Sweeney was great. I didn't know the Christy Martin story really. I hadn't done the deep dive on it, so I was surprised by certain revelations in the third act.
Right. So you haven't seen the documentary that was on? Okay.
No, I haven't. So it was definitely a surprise, and I think that like the way this movie ends is going to have people going like, rooting for Christy and doing that kind of thing. And she's just really committed. So did Ben Foster. Like you've never really seen him like this before. And he was fantastic. The script is a little formulaic. You could accuse Smashing Machine of like the same sort of thing almost.
Right.
But if Nolan's going to call that the best performance of the year or, several years, I don't think Sydney Sweeney is maybe quite as great as The Rock is in Smashing Machine, but she's good enough to land a nomination in an otherwise weak year.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. All right. All right. I have I seen anything this week? No, I haven't seen anything this week because I know Frankenstein comes out, but I already saw that. So no other screeners this week.
I watched Violent Ends.
What's that one?
That's like a Billy Magnuson movie.
Oh, okay.
He shows a very different side of himself, and I liked it.
Okay.
Liked it. It had like a gritty indie spirit. My boy James Badge Dale pops up. He's good.
Cool.
Did you watch? Did we talk? Welcome to Derry. Did you watch?
I have the screeners. I will be watching them, but I'm seeing some not so strong reviews, bro.
I've seen 2 episodes of the 5 that they sent. I think.
Okay.
I didn't love them.
So then let me ask you this, because this is a nice segue into this section. Andy Muschietti this week, in promoting Welcome to Derry with Barbara, there, his wife, they were talking here about Brave and the Bold, and they were asked about it, and Barbara responded, the intention is yes, but we can't talk about it. Then Muschietti said, we have to wait a couple of months to start talking about it. Oh, I screwed it already. So they're still implying that Andy is going to be directing the Batman Brave and the Bold. But if you've got a bad It Chapter 2, a bad Flash that was not well received, and then you've got a Welcome to Derry that isn't going to get the best reviews and maybe not the best view numbers, are we handing Batman Brave and the Bold? Are we still believing that they're going to, do they still want us to believe that he's going to take over Batman Brave and the Bold? It's nonsense. What do you want to say about the James Gunn stuff this week, man? Anything you want to talk about? Anything about his reveals? Talking about Darkseid.
I don't know what his reveals are. I don't fucking follow James Gunn on social media or give a shit what he says.
Okay. All right, man.
Next.
Yeah, fine. Anything else you want to talk about? No. Okay.
Else?
All right. We'll just get to the questions, man. We'll finish out the show. Let's get to the questions because people have paid, so we should respect that. All right, Cody Hunt saw the Springsteen movie, and as someone who is unaware of his music, I found it boring. Love the cast and performances, but it's so depressing. I like the movie, but I don't think it's a great movie. But I think it's certainly a good movie, and I thought his performance and Jeremy Strong were a fan, and the Odessa Young. I thought the woman who played his love interest in the film was good as well.
Didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Skipped out on the screen.
Wasn't invited.
Oh, wow. Let me Ward, 5 boys. First of all, John, your crazy Mayor of Easttown was so much better than Task. That's bullshit. Secondly, what's the one film that exceeded your expectations? Love the show and thanks for your great content. One film that's exceeded my expectations or your expectations?
I mean, Mayor of Easttown is better than Task. So don't call Lemmy crazy. Lemmy, I've got your back on that.
I can call it what I want. First of all, go ahead. What
you can. You're wrong. So it's all good. I don't mind being the right one on this show.
It's subjective, so you can't be right or wrong.
Sure. Right, because I believe in that. What's the film that exceeded my expectations? Final Destination: Bloodlines. Who thought that was going to be at the top of my movie list for like 9 or 10 months before I saw The Lost Bus? So that was great.
I would say Gone Baby Gone. I had no idea Ben Affleck was going to direct an incredible film like that and announce himself in a whole new way, especially after the way he stumbled into that acting wise. So I would say that film absolutely exceeded my expectations, and The Town really took him to another level in my mind. So, Dome 3000, what film at cinema made you fall asleep? Life of Pi for me. Shoot. I don't know if I've ever fallen asleep in a theater.
I think I've fallen asleep like in all the movies I've seen in the last few weeks, to be honest. My friends are like, dude, you took a little nap in the middle of that one. I was like, I guess I did. I'm not going to reveal which movies because then you guys will be like, you didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah.
I will tell you what movie I really fell asleep in.
Go ahead.
It was All Them Bodies Saints. Ain't Them Bodies Saints.
Oh, yeah.
That Rooney Mara movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That was like nap time.
Torture. All right. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever fallen asleep in a movie, honestly. Kevin Cortez, let's get these hats for sale. They're awesome.
Boom.
We'll see. Samo, thoughts on Frankenstein? I watch it tonight. Yes, go see it. Go enjoy it. It's actually really fun. It's surprisingly good.
I really want to see it.
That's another movie that surprised me. John Hoban says, thanks to Jeff for the recommendation of Night Call. It was awesome.
Woo!
There you go. Sean Nicholson says, happy belated birthday, Rocha. Thank you. Jeff, what's going on with Scream 7? No pics, no plot, no trailer, and we're 4 months out. Are they delaying the release?
They're scrapping the whole movie, Sean. They're just going to throw the whole thing. They're going to take a tax write-off. Or you could just wait like another week or two, I'm sure, for like The Running Man to come out, and we'll probably get a trailer attached to that.
There you go. JMH says, saw Rental Family last night. I think it's still in play for a Best Picture nomination. I liked it better than Is This Thing On and much more than Springsteen. Yeah, I don't think Springsteen's anywhere near consideration for a Best Picture.
Is This Thing On's really good? So those are fighting words, JMH. I'm eager to see Rental Family. Yeah. I have not been invited to any screenings, surprise, but I will check it out as soon as it hits theaters.
Luke James says, saw Frankenstein in the cinema and liked it. 3 out of 5 stars. All right. I'll give it a little higher than that, but all right.
I say 60%. That's the cutoff for liking movies these days.
I would go 4 to 5, but all right. Gnome 3000 says, craziest story, funniest experience with a celebrity. Why would we reveal that? Like, honestly, think about that. Like, that seems like we're going to out a celebrity for your enjoyment on our show about a crazy shit that went down with a celebrity. Like, these kind of things usually stay private. But Jeff, if you want, I got nothing to say on this, but if you want to say something on this, go ahead.
I had an orgy with someone on the Facts of Life, but I won't say who.
Okay. Matt Sister McCall says, Beth Sneider, Jason Blum's birthday gift to Rocha, a Tootsie Roll used Starbucks gift card with 42 cents left and a hand-drawn birthday card. Low budget. Totally low budget. Probably make $100 million too. Christian Medard, why are people mad about Paramount buying WB? I don't remember people getting mad about Disney buying Fox. House of Dynamite sucks. The movie is so pointless. Yeah, more and more people, Jeff. I saw Adam Naiman's, I read his review. It was not positive on the film either. So more and more people are bashing this thing. And I mean, what does this mean for Bigelow, bro? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know if she sticks her head in the sand after this and she's just like, I can't do anything right for these fucking people. Or, if she gets right back on the horse. I don't know. But this was, to me, just an ill-considered movie.
I mean, she might be done, right? Detroit and House of Dynamite back-to-back were not well received. And those are the last 8 years of her life.
People are loving this House of Dynamite movie and think it should be, getting Oscars. I've read some rave reviews. Wow. And okay. I don't get it. Why are people mad about Paramount buying WB? I'll tell you why. It's just for their own selfish interests. and whether or not there's going to be more or fewer jobs in town, essentially.
Yeah. Francisco Lopez. Francisco, happy birthday, Rocha. Hope you had a great day. I did. Thank you very much, Francisco. That Shadow, the WGA saying they're going to help stop Paramount from buying WB is weird because they didn't have the same energy when Disney was buying Fox. Also, happy belated birthday, Rocha. Yeah, I meant to bring that up in our discussion, Jeff. I didn't bring up the WGA statement. It says, I don't know what you do with that statement. It's almost like the Imagine video with Gal Gadot leading the way. Like, it means nothing to either of the studios that WGA has got an issue with this, does it?
I'm completely with you. It doesn't matter one iota. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Exactly.
Nobody cares. WGA, go away.
I mean, I get it. You want to make a stand and all of that, but it matters so little.
This would be terrible for writers. Do you think for half a second that one of these fucking guys is sitting around the conference table being like, I don't know if we should do this merger, guys. What about the writers?
Yeah, no, none of them are doing that. Francisco Lopez says, I love Task. Do you think Task will get the same treatment of True Detective, new season, new cast, and new Task? I really hope it gets a season 2. I kind of hope it's just a one and done. I'll be honest with you. It's such a contained, like, I don't want a Mayor of Easttown sequel either. Like, I like the idea of these being self-contained series and you move on. What do you think, Jeff?
I think it becomes an anthology show and they do different task forces, but I don't see it being like a traditional season 2 in the sense that, like, oh, Ruffalo is going to come back and oversee a different task force. Yeah, I think it would just be a new cast, just like True Detective. But like, I think that Issa has said that there's going to be a link between the next season of True Detective with Nick Cage and the previous season.
Yeah.
See there being some sort of link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like a Horror Story does. It's possible, yeah.
Well, there are other chapters of the Dark Hearts gang, right?
Oh, true. That's true. Connor Przalomski says, Muschietti recently said he is intended to direct Brave and the Bold, and I'm not a fan, LOL. You need a visionary director to direct Batman. Not a fan of Gunn's choices recently at all. You're not a fan of Guadagnino? Craig Gillespie? Those are good directors. You know? Yeah, the Guadagnino thing didn't work out, but I mean, Muschietti is not, no, this is not the choice. I think he was handed Muschietti. I don't think he wants to direct it with Muschietti.
Yeah.
Steve says, what is going on with other Star Wars films? New Jedi Order and Mangold's film.
It's called development, buddy. Look it up.
There you go. Saratogi. Tom Ford is said to direct Cry to Heaven, the Anne Rice book about an 18th century castretus. Have you ever heard of any cast rumors on this? I don't know anything about it.
I've never even heard of the book. I knew that Tom Ford was working on a third movie, but I didn't realize that it was going to be an Anne Rice adaptation. I don't know what castratus is.
Yeah, interesting. Derek, oh my God. Thank you, Derek. Support says, I've been out of the country and haven't caught you both live. Love the channel and the show, guys. Rocha, keep pressing forward, man, and happy belated birthday. Thank you, man. That's all I ever do. I appreciate it, Derek. It's very kind of you.
Derek?
Yeah.
That's very generous. Rocha, go out and buy yourself a nice birthday present with that.
Yeah. James P says, John, what is a classic film that Jeff hasn't seen and you should watch that would change his mind about old movies? Well, I don't know what classic film Jeff has never seen. So
imagine changing my mind on something, John. That's hilarious. I don't think any one movie is going to change my mind on old movies. I think in general, I find them to be a little old and slow, which, you know, that is in keeping with the times. There's a lot of old movies that I have been meaning to watch and would like to see and haven't.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. I mean, Lawrence is obviously the top one, but there's so many great ones that are old movies that are incredible to watch. Bridge on the River Kwai. There's just so many great ones.
River Kwai is a movie that I think I had it on my coffee table for years. I think I still have the Netflix DVD. It was like, you know, when Netflix shut down its DVD service or whatever, or everyone just got rid of their DVD player and you were left with that one rental.
Yeah.
That was it for me. So I still haven't seen Bridge on the River Kwai.
Wow. Joyce Romer says, may the force be with you guys. Thank you. What's your thoughts on the Adam Driver Star Wars tea? Well, we talked about it earlier, Joyous.
I got more for you, but it'll have to be in the newsletter tonight, Joyce. I'm not allowed to open the phone right now. It's on lock.
NBA allegations is crazy. I hope it's a good movie. Cool. Matthew Wally for the
Groovy Glass. Movie. I don't like. There was actually an interesting article today about how studios may be reluctant to dramatize some of this stuff, particularly the Ohtani gambling scandal, because it could jeopardize the relationship with the leagues going forward.
Yeah. Cool. Wacky Wally 8 for the groovy glasses. Thanks as always. Thank you, Wacky. Love the hair. Michael says, John, happy birthday. Thank you. If you're ever on the East Coast, you have to try Bolivian Llama Party. The New York Times did a YouTube feature recently. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Jeff, did you ever on the East Coast? I mean, I grew up on the East Coast. Jeff, did you used to live on Long Island? I went to college in Suffolk County.
No, I never lived on Long Island. I'm from Boston. You wouldn't catch me dead on Long Island. If I'm on Long Island, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong in my life, or I'm there for Christian.
Or Perry. They're both from Long Island, aren't they?
Well, either way.
Alex says, yeah, Muschietti is not the choice for B&B, but Gillespie is the choice for Supergirl. Tanya, and Cruella could not be better resume choices. Yeah, I liked both of those movies. I think he's a damn good director. Gillespie. Let's see. Michael says, Jeff, read the newsletter last week. You don't think Sandler is getting an Oscar nomination?
I don't know. I'd have to go back through what I said. And I mean, there are new nominations, a new list coming out soon. I want to see Hamnet next week before I run anything. But I think, again, I just think that Benicio is going to get in. So that movie could get 2 nominations. Sandler could be the odd man out. I just don't think that movie is very good, Jay Kelly. And I think that he could get penalized for that.
Chris says, hey guys, I just saw Variety ran that MBJ is in talks for Miami Vice. Does that mean there's likely truth to the Glenn Powell part of it as well? I can't imagine he wants to do another reboot, but I think Kaczynski being involved would be the exception. Well, this was sent a day ago.
Yeah, you're a day behind.
You're a day behind, brother. So we've answered that already. Thank you, Chris. Itamar Ben Gavir says, Jeff, when are you coming to Israel? I will find you a nice Jewish bride. You can come live in one of my settlements. Greetings from Israel. Yikes. Jeff.
Thank you. And believe me, there's no one more beautiful than Israeli women. But I already have my shiksa goddess, so sorry.
Oh, Lord. There you go. TP says, any word on how Ready or Not 2 has turned out? Is that still happening? I haven't heard anything.
What is it?
Ready or Not 2?
Oh, Ready or Not 2. I don't know how it turned out. Hopefully better than the first one.
Samuel says, do you think that 1997 is one of the greatest years for movies? It had some of the great variety of movies from LA Confidential, Titanic, Men in Black, Good Will Hunting, Austin Powers, Boogie Nights, Jackie Brown. Yeah, 97 is one of the legendary years. Everybody talks about 97.
For sure. That was a big year for young Jeff at the movies. Absolutely.
Samuel says, do you think the Saudi will be a big possible buyer of WB like they did with buying EA, the video game company? Well, we discussed that, and certainly it's something that's in play, Jeff.
I mean, why couldn't Google? Why couldn't... Oh, here's another guy who actually owned a movie studio recently.
Okay.
Sold it.
Mm-hmm.
What if they want to get back in? Name's Murdoch.
Oh, Rupert Murdoch.
Ooh.
Could be. I don't know why you want that trouble at that advanced age. Just sit around and play with your money.
Kids. What do you mean? For the kids?
Oh, the kids. Oh, God. God forbid they earn something. Barkley says, John and Jeff, any X-Men reboot scoop and DCU scoop?
Nope.
Got anything?
I got nothing.
All right. Hey, Hot Mike, showing some love to the birthday boy and the Insider. Thank you, Fred. Fantastic. MB Jordan and Austin Butler seems like a pretty good pairing for Miami Vice, but unless you're going to have DeLoreans all over the place, then I wish they'd keep it current. That's just me, though. Well, no, because the drug scene is different now. I don't think it would be as exciting. Going back in time, I think, is a lot of fun to see what 2025 version is of like a 1985 film. That could be fascinating. Jeff, what do you think?
I just need bath salts. I don't care what decade it is. I need a lot of bath salts in this movie. I need Florida people doing crazy Florida shit and the Miami Vice squad coming in to stop them.
Who's going to play the Almost character? Who's going to play him? That's what I want to know.
The what character?
Edward James Olmos. He was the head of Crockett and Tubbs in the series.
I think it should be you, John.
No way. My face is not. I don't have that kind of face. Samuel, thoughts on screenwriter David Mamet saying that late night shows are not funny? Mamet's a crotchety old fart now. He says all kinds of shit now. Like, why do you pay attention to any of it?
Why have you disappeared from the screen?
Me? Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Is that my camera?
Yeah, bro. I'm just seeing an icon here.
That's weird. I don't know what happened.
Listen, if you're not going to take the show seriously, I'll walk. I'll walk right now.
You should walk. Don't take it seriously. All right, this is the best I can do right now, I guess. For some reason, my camera has gone dead. Oh, I must have disconnected the power. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, now we've got dead air. People are paying.
You
dead
can
air.
fill it
It's
up.
not good. It's not a good look.
You could open your mouth and fill it up. You could if you wanted to. All right, where are we at here? Wayne Edwards says, "Hello, gents. Happy belated birthday, John. I watched The House. Thank you. I watched The House of Dynamite this morning. Overall, I liked it. I think the film chases its own tail at times. It is tense, and there are a few great moments. The ending, 7 out of 10. It's a double feature with Failsafe. Oh, that's a good classic movie. I like Failsafe.
House of Dynamite. They're giving 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 is what he says. Yes, no.
Own.
All right.
Each their own.
Tim says, Johnny boy, is it a good or bad sign that there hasn't been any leaks about Marvel's Vision Quest show? Is it either no one cares about it or Marvel did a good job of keeping it secret?
I'm sure it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, that sounds about right. A little bit of both.
Wait, did we talk about the Wonder Man trailer?
No, because you don't like to talk superhero stuff, but I'm happy to talk about it. What
I saw it and it looked bad.
Yeah, okay.
Like, what was that? What was that trailer? Why release that?
I like the trailer because as an actor, there's a lot in that trailer that I remember experiencing myself. So for me, I didn't mind the trailer, but I can get it. If you're on the outside of it all, it feels a little weird.
Where's the action? Where's there were no superpowers.
There's no superpower.
Another show about like someone struggling in Hollywood to make what?
Yeah. Brandon Gaines says, happy birthday, John. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. And Michael says, you think they'll reboot Die Hard? Was looking forward to that McClane movie with Bruce before he retired. Hated A Good Day to Die Hard. Which was your guy's favorite Die Hard sequel?
Obviously With a Vengeance.
Oh, shit. I don't have any of the favorites. I don't like any of the sequels.
What? You don't like Die Hard 2?
No, I thought Die Hard 2 was lame.
Oh, I like Die Hard 2 with William.
It was like
William Sadler just admiring himself in the mirror.
Yeah, but they all got like B-level actors to be in. It wasn't a strong. Like once you go from Hans Gruber to fucking Jeremy Irons, I thought was like
Franz.
That was good. Yeah, but Franz is a TV actor. And then you look at what else? What's the plane one with Kevin Smith? Woof.
Well, those are bad. Like,
and then the last one,
3, it's pretty bad. I'm shocked that they haven't rebooted this franchise yet. I'm shocked that honestly, like it wasn't the first thing Disney did after acquiring Fox.
Yeah, good point.
And I do think part of it has to do with Bruce and that they will wait for Bruce to pass or whatever before they do something.
Yeah, people have an obsession with this, with Die Hard 2. I know Ellis has a thing. It must be because you guys are younger. You're younger than me, and you guys saw that. Like, I saw that as a 20-year-old. I was like, this is lame. They're just badly retracing the first Die Hard movie in an airport. It wasn't strong, in my opinion, but that's it. All right, that's all the questions. Anything else you want to talk about, Jeff? Anything else you want to bring up, or are we good to wrap up?
I mean, the Cali Kid is wondering if we only answer questions from Jews.
Well, I didn't want to bring that up because I don't want to start any shit. I'm sorry,
Derek Johnson.
I'm so exhausted by all of that this week. It's getting so out of control all around, man.
I'm a Jew, baby. I mean, I
know.
I feel it.
I know you are.
That's why I carry a switchblade everywhere I go now. I do that. No, wait, that's a butterfly knife, not a switchblade.
I don't know what you're doing.
Like you just hit something, all right? And it pops
You're not freaking West Side Story. I don't know what you're doing.
I want a butterfly knife just so I can do that thing.
Oh, we got one more that came through here. Al Black says, this is silly, but my partner and I have a love for National Treasure. As dumb as they are, we want a third movie. Let's make it happen. Happy birthday, John. Thank you, Al. Yeah, National Treasure was great. I like those two movies. They're fun. They're frivolous, throwaway, fun Saturday afternoon movies. Why not make a third one? That series was terrible.
International Treasure.
Huh?
We call it International Treasure.
Oh, very good. That could be possible.
That's what they pay me for, guys. Come up with the new titles. I'm gonna be dropping a scoop tonight in the newsletter, actually, about a reboot of a property that I bet has a new title.
Oh wow! Okay. All right. Anything else you want to talk about or reveal on the show? Or are you good?
There's got to be more, John. I want to spend more time with you, Daddy.
No, not now. Not after you were bad. You don't get to spend time with me.
After I looked at the phone and took 3 seconds to formulate my thoughts.
Yeah, but it'd be different if you were listening. If you were listening, then no problem. I don't care. But when you come back and you go, huh? What? What are we talking about? Then I've wasted my breath.
What'd you say?
Speaking, exactly. Well, I've wasted my breath speaking. So, you could at least apologize instead of being
I'm so sorry. Let me apologize on behalf of the sources who watch this show and reach out and want me to say things live.
All right, go ahead. Let them say what they say. But the thing is, don't even, because if you could just say, "Hey, guy, hold on a second, man. I'm getting something from someone." That way I know what you're doing. So, do you want to talk about what they said?
No.
Why not? Because you want to sit there and pout?
No, just we'll save it. It's all good.
For what? For what?
For another time.
Oh, is something that'll keep? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Okay, so then it wasn't that big. All right.
I'm not worried about it. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm the best sourced fucking Star Wars reporter on the motherfucking planet.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but sure. Samuel says, Saw new. I know what you did last night. That twist was bad. Oh, yeah. No one should watch that movie. It's a terrible movie.
Bad movie. Yeah. There we go. Derek Johnson. Dude, this guy's coming in off the top rope. He's making everybody look bad.
Oh, thank you, Derek. He said, I need 10 more minutes for this 50 spot. LOL. Let's all bask in the awkwardness a little more.
Thank you, Derek. I'm trying to make the most of it.
You?
I'm comedy gold.
You're frustrating gold sometimes, too. All right. Do you want to go back and readdress any of this, or you still feel like it doesn't matter anything he said?
What did he say?
Well, he talked about how he is going to focus on a different big bad. It's not going to be a dark side. He also said that he's got this whole thing planned out for multiple movies, but he's not even sure if he's going to still be directing them down the road. So do you think that was a hint that he might be walking away from this?
Another guy who's negotiating through the press.
Right?
Yeah. He wants that extension, Johnny.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, you were hinting at that he might be around the corner.
Time's up, and he wants to get paid before somebody else comes in there and decides we're not going to pay him.
Right.
So that way, even if the studio does change hands and somebody does want to get rid of him for whatever reason, he's going to get paid out. I mean, we knew that he's developing other movies. We knew he'd be, directing other movies after Man of Tomorrow. But yeah, it's all about timing and whether he'll get the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Someone made a good point, Jeff. Derek paid $350. You should still spill it. What your Star Wars. I think that's a fair thing, Jeff. I mean, that's a lot of money he just fronted us.
I mean, I don't think now is the appropriate time, but I'll keep in mind.
All right. I respect that. I know you've got ethics in that way. What else was on the rundown? Do you want to talk about Mel Gibson's passion projects costing $100 million each? You want to talk about that? Like, does this make any sense to you that you should spend $100 million?
Yeah.
Both of these?
Given what the potential audience is for that movie and how well the first one did, I don't see why you wouldn't spend whatever it takes.
Yeah, the Resurrection of the Christ is going to be split into 2 parts. And according to the deadline, the budget will come out at $200 million total. So $100 million each movie. And he did cast a new Jesus, Jeff. As you said, I think it's a bit of an unknown, at least to American audiences, and a new Mary Magdalene, bit of an unknown as well. But boy, he cast the whitest Jesus he could find, man. My boy's almost transparent. He's so white. So that's an interesting decision. Anything more you want to say on that?
Nah, not really. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else happened this week. Do you want to talk about the NBA gambling probe?
Sure, if you want. I mean, I was going to ask you about the Diablo Cody, Jennifer's Bodies too. I mean, that's something that seems up your alley. Are you excited that a sequel is definitely in the works? I know Amanda Seyfried had hinted at it.
No. I don't care about Jennifer's Body. I think the movie is super overrated. Like, people consider that to be Kusama's masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it is not. In fact, I've been working all week on a piece about the new masterpieces. And I think Karen Kusama has a movie that is in contention for one of those new masterpiece slots, but it's not Jennifer's Body.
Wait, so I thought you hated the word. Now you're going to do a whole article on films that are modern films that are masterpieces?
Yeah, because I feel like the word is horribly abused.
Oh, I got it.
Every year there's fucking how many masterpieces? To me,
so what you're saying, you're taking the word back and you're giving it a new definition.
I'm redefining it. I'm saying this is the new canon. Everyone likes to say, "Oh, it's Parasite. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's all the same movies," and everyone thinks the same, and no one is willing to say, actually, those movies aren't masterpieces. Here are the masterpieces over here that nobody seems to fucking appreciate.
Can you tease one that people wouldn't have never thought was a masterpiece, but you believe it is? Is there one you can tease to kind of tease people about your article?
All right. One that people don't think is a masterpiece typically?
Like it's not one that's necessarily considered a masterpiece, but you think it is, because I know you like to make bold choices.
I do.
Yeah. So do you have one that you can tease?
The truth is that The Nightingale is a masterpiece.
Oh, interesting.
Did you see The Nightingale?
I have not. It's on Hulu. It's on my list of things to watch. I heard it's very, it's a brutal film to watch.
It's absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But The Nightingale from Jennifer Kent involves like a woman who, is raped and her child is murdered in front of her, and it's a revenge story involving an Aborigine.
Okay.
That is like real raw, gritty filmmaking that doesn't shy away and takes risks, and it's fucking awesome.
All right. Shit, I should watch that. I like revenge movies. What else? Yeah. So the NBA betting scandal. Let's go. This is. I mean, I have read like 4 or 5 articles on it already the last 2 days. It's so sad. It's 100% sad what's going on. I feel bad for Chauncey, Terry Rozier, but it seems from the evidence that they participated in this shit all around the board. And it's crazy considering how much money these guys have made. Why would they do this shit, Joe? If they did it, allegedly.
It's a great question, right? I mean, Rozier is playing on a $96 million contract. It's like, how much money could you possibly make gambling?
Yeah.
And why do you need it in that case?
Yeah.
I think that, these guys ultimately just get sucked into who can I help, without having to give them my cash, right?
Right.
Who can I help? How can I help them? And they think that they can get away with it. That's the other thing.
The Jones aspect of it all is. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead. Finish. I didn't want to.
Billups being in both, right? With the poker games, that's crazy. Some of that poker game shit.
There was a 2023 clip that was resurfaced, right?
Yeah.
You saw that from the Gambler saying that Chauncey was involved in all of this shit.
Right. So, yeah, exactly. That everybody kind of knew or whatever. That it was an open secret that the games were not on the up and up, even though, his friend was like, "Oh no, trust me, it's on the up and up." I don't know about that.
Well, the other element too is the Jones element of all. The guy who has followed LeBron from Miami to Cleveland to LA, and he was basically selling out LeBron to either make himself money or make other people money, allegedly. Again, that is unsettling. And so that's crazy. And LeBron is like, is this an Ohtani situation? Was LeBron betting through this guy, or was this?
I don't think LeBron had anything to do with anything or knew anything was going on. I don't buy that at all. I mean, yeah, some of the whole lure of gambling is the thrill of it, right? It's not even about the money. But I have to think that LeBron is smart enough to not do that, and that it was Damon Jones just taking advantage of a friend. But allegedly, my balls. This guy they have text messages of him being like, "Don't forget to give Damon his cut."
But I mean, this is not something the NBA needs right now. This is like a 1-2 punch with what happened with what's going on with the Clippers and Ballmer and Aspiration, all that stuff. That guy, by the way, pleaded guilty yesterday to the wire fraud and all that stuff that he was doing. So this is a bad look. The NBA right now, sadly, it's arguably the product has never been better, yet these scandals are just bearing it to start the season and covering up Wembanyama's incredible game the other night.
Bad timing.
All this stuff. What do you think about that?
I get what Jaylen Brown's saying, though, where it's well, then the league needs to do something to help its players a little bit more because, we're finding ourselves in these positions.
Yeah.
We don't know really how to deal with them, especially when the mafia gets involved. I mean, that's crazy. So I hear what Jaylen Brown is saying and how it really comes down to education. And even if you think you're going to get away with it or that it's going to be worth it, I don't know. Ask Chauncey Billups because right now he's fucking looking at 20 years and he's given up his passport.
20 years per count. 20 years per. It could be both those cases. He could be in jail for the rest of his natural life. I don't think it'll happen because Chauncey's rich and can get good lawyers, but it is sad on so many levels, and this has been going on for years. I saw Stephen A. Smith's bit about Trump, and look, maybe there's an element of that, but this has been going on. This investigation has been going on for years. So this is through the Biden administration into the Trump administration. So I don't think there's a bias here necessarily in the charges because it's, this has been going on for a while.
What's our next topic?
No, next question. We get to those. Mickey Dawes. Thank you, Mickey Dawes. Look at that. Sending this because I look forward to watching you guys every week. I know you all are like brothers who love each other and hate to see the show end on this note this week. Regardless, sending some love. Jeff, perhaps a Batman Matt Reeves scoops if you got any crumbs, sir.
Sure. I mean, the new Joker is going to be played by, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry.
I don't have anything either. I reached out to a couple of people this week to see if I get something for the show, and there was nothing. So, not yet. Stuff's around the corner, I imagine. Derek Johnson, haven't seen you all or the community in a while. It was great catching you all live again. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it. I like the new picture, Derek. Look at that. It's a nice shot. I dig the beard. I like the trim right on the beard. Yeah. Jay Scoot says, tease us more, Jeff. Another Jeff masterpiece. Let's go.
Another Jeff masterpiece.
I mean, I don't want to give away the whole article, bro.
I don't want to give away, but I'll give away one more. I think that Stronger from David Gordon Green is a masterpiece. What do you think?
The Jake Gyllenhaal one?
That's right.
Wow.
That to me is such a moving movie, and I love how it ends where he finally walks, because that's like what he's been telling you the whole movie. He's like, I'm going to walk again. And to see his mother drop him off, and he walks himself into the restaurant to meet with her.
Yeah.
And all they have to say is like, I love you. And it gets me every time. I just think it's a remarkable story of resilience. It's this generation's My Left Foot in many ways. And it does not get the credit that it is due. And it's not Boston bias talking.
I was just going to say, you don't think you have Boston bias here?
No, because I would have put both Boston bombing movies on. I mean, yes, it's just
Patriots.
One of the defining acts of terrorism of the last 10 years. Oh. It's a remarkable story. Patriots Day is an incredible movie about the hunt for those two guys.
Right.
I just don't think it doesn't hit me like Stronger does.
Right. Mostly because it was made up. The entire
Who cares if they need to invent a cop played by Mark Wahlberg who's at all these things? That's like just movie making.
He's the Forrest Gump of the whole thing. It was ridiculous.
Great dramatic license. I mean,
no.
Marty Supreme is like the Forrest Gump of ping pong. I don't know.
JMH says, how about Aaron Sorkin recreating January 6th for The Social Reckoning? He loves Sorkin, but yikes. Yeah, Jeff, I mean, this was on the rundown for us to talk about. We ran out of time, but we talk about it now. What do you think about this, he is going to do this, recreate January 6th? Apparently, according to the article, there were shots of MAGA hats and MAGA shirts and flags, Trump flags, that were all over the set for this shoot. So he's going in full bore.
I need more January 6th. I need more social reckonings. I need more riots on screen. These are always the best movies. No. Like we've always known this was going to involve January 6th. Who's going to play? Who's the guy with the fucking bull hat on?
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
I can't remember either. He's some guy who looks like a knucklehead.
Yeah.
I think Nicholas Braun would be great as him.
Oh my god.
I'd like to see Cousin Greg in that role.
That would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, he said Sorkin said, I blame Facebook for January 6th. So this is clearly the angle that he's taking. He said that on his own quote, and the rise of the online misinformation for profit that may have led to January 6th. So the January 6th is clearly what either is the inciting incident of this movie or where the movie leads to in what they're trying to show. And Jeremy Strong even said that what you saw from Jesse Eisenberg in Social Network is not what he's doing for Mark Zuckerberg in this movie. It's like probably a more sinister approach to Zuckerberg in the film, I would imagine. So
sure. The Zuckerberg in Social Network was just like a college kid.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about an internationally famous billionaire.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't want really the same interpretation of the character because the character has grown. Soderbergh has grown over the years. Going to be interesting, that's for sure. He's got a great cast, Sorkin.
Yeah, I'll be surprised I'll be surprised how people react to it. I'll be surprised to see if this becomes a film, but that is a box office success. But because it'll probably be embraced by the Hollywood community for awards, but will it be a success? Because do people want to relive that and see it in a theater? It still feels raw. I don't know if necessarily people want to do that.
I've got a little fucking fly. I don't know what's going on. Now I just saw two. I got to check the plants now in the apartment. I'm seeing bugs. I don't like bugs.
I'm with you. I don't like bugs either. JB said, as a fellow old, happy birthday, Rocha. Oh, come on. I'm 35, bro. Doug Developer says, happy birthday, Rocha. Random. Thank you, Doug. What are y'all's thoughts on Hannah and her sisters? An Oscar-winning script people thought was so good it should have won a Pulitzer. Man, I haven't seen Hannah and her sisters in forever. Jeff, have you ever seen Hannah and her sisters?
I think I actually did see it when I was like young, when I was like 14 or something.
What? 14? Yikes.
Yeah, that's when I was watching all the Woody Allen movies and catching up.
Wow.
After Mighty Aphrodite and Celebrity and stuff like that. I went through a bunch of them, but I can barely remember it. Haven't read the script.
What's the one with Julia Louis-Dreyfus where she's like
Deconstructing Harry? That's
the
one I saw in the theaters, and I didn't get it because Richard Benjamin, I think, has a sex scene with her in a bathroom.
Yes.
And he's fucking her from behind.
Yes.
And I didn't know that you could fuck from behind, so I thought maybe he's like, oh, is he putting it in her butt? And I was like, oh my god, is there anal sex in this movie? But yeah, I think they were just having regular sex from behind.
Woody's always had some weird stuff when it comes around sex in his movies, right? There was that one scene, I think it's in Crimes and Misdemeanors, when his sister is telling him about how he had a guy tie her up to the bed and then defecate on top of her. So yeah, it's weird stuff. It's weird. And he had a song, Everything You Need to Know About Sex and It We're Afraid to Ask movie in the 70s.
That's actually, I'm getting into that later tonight.
What's that?
Sneider demonetizing. Wait, can saying something like that demonetize this episode?
No. John P.P. Claus Escape says, last time you built a snowman. The 90s?
Do you want to build a snowman?
The 90s, I think, is the last time I built a snowman. All right, that's all the questions, Jeff. We still have, if you want to spend more time, we still have more time. Anything else you wanted to talk about, or are we good? I'm through all the topics we had on the rundown.
Billy! That's from Cable Guy.
It is, yeah. I know. My friend's a speech therapist. So, no
King Sporkow, he wants the Facts of Life orgy details. You got to pay for those, my friend.
Facts of Life orgy. I don't know what that is.
You take the good, you take the bad. The Facts of Life. I mean, that's just like an orgy. You take the good and you take the bad.
Yes.
You take it all in an orgy.
All right. I think this is it. Anything else? I'm looking through. Jeff, are we good to wrap up?
No, actually, I'm going to keep talking.
All right. What do you want to talk about now? What's the score of the game?
What you do on your birthday? Where'd you go?
Winning?
Where'd you go on your birthday?
I went nowhere else but my house. I literally went nowhere else because Lindley's taking me out tomorrow night for a birthday dinner downtown. But I didn't want to do anything yesterday. And I literally did nothing but lay around and do whatever I wanted to do. I didn't even shower.
You want to do the show, apparently.
No, I didn't want to do the show. I didn't want any responsibility. I didn't want to fucking host anything. I didn't want to talk about anything. I was just so burnt. And so I was very happy to take a whole day and just lay around and watch TV, or I watched a couple of old movies. I played on my PS5.
Ew, old movies? Ew, how old were they? Did they
1939. I was, and then I sat on TikTok for a couple hours watching videos. Like I literally did. And the lady outlet was great. She just kind of left me alone to do my thing, man, which I appreciate.
What's the last song you Shazammed?
What?
That's why I'm a great interviewer. I asked the tough questions.
Oh, okay.
The last song I Shazammed.
Yes, go ahead.
The song in the Secret Agent trailer, which was one of the best trailers that I've seen all year, by the way. Right. And it's an Ennio Morricone song.
Yeah. Where do you rank Morricone? Number one?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Rank him as far as what?
Like, where is he? Is he above John Williams? Is he above Hans Zimmer? Where do you put Morricone?
He might be number one. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like a John Williams fanatic. I'm not one of these people going to the Hollywood Bowl for the concert, So
I think the last Shazam I have is a St. Vincent song, Fast Slow Disco.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but it might have been from a series I was watching in July, but I don't think it was Task. So I don't know. Another hardcore series I was watching. Oh, it's Alien Earth. Alien Earth. Yes, Fast Slow Disco was like, I think at the end of Alien, one of the episodes of Alien Earth.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I like her. She's good. Yeah, I once dated a girl who was into her. I went to a concert with her, and we broke up the next day because she didn't like what I was wearing at the concert, which was jeans and an Adidas jacket. I didn't have anything else to wear. And she
you didn't wear the name of the band on your shirt?
No, I didn't wear the name of the band. Apparently, I wasn't enough for her friends. And apparently, she was upset because I told her friends I like to meditate. And her friends are like these higher, richer people who made fun of it. So in the end, she ended up breaking up.
Inner reflection?
Ooh. Never mind that her mom paid all her bills all the time.
Things worked out for you. So.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I tweeted, yeah, Lady Ella was great. She got me 2 books. Got a Mel Robbins book. And then
Hold on. I'm getting a text.
Okay. See? That's not so hard, is it? That's not so fucking hard, is it?
I was just kidding, too.
I know you were. Derek Johnson, we spent so long in the awkwardness that we circle right back to love, and it's awesome and how it should be. Oh, well,
Derek Johnson, you're the only one who loves us. You're going to have a little threesome with me and Johnny one day. I can tell.
One of these days. But you got to keep paying for it. What about you? You said Shazam already? What was you saying? Oh, yeah. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, Jeff? Thoughts on Shelby Oaks?
I didn't make it Monday night. I wanted to go.
Okay.
I couldn't make the screening. My buddy went and he said it was awful. And then I read pretty brutal reviews about it. So
I think it's at 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I have to say, a film made by a former YouTuber, former movie critic, and he is doing interviews with these outlets. I have a hard time believing these outlets are giving unbiased reviews of the movie. So I'm going to go see it, but I'm not expecting much because people who didn't interview him, I'm reading their reviews and they are saying it's pretty cliche. It's not as great as people are saying it is. So
what's with some of these media tours, John? What's with James Gunn talking to
let's talk about this.
Anybody but someone who would ask him a good question.
It's so frustrating. And look, I get it. WB and James Gunn, they don't want to be on the hot mic. James knows we're going to ask him questions. We're going to put him on the spot. We're going to grill him. And we're also going to ask nice questions, fun questions. But he went on all these YouTube channels, Jeff, with low view counts, lower subscribers than I have on my channel. Not all of them, obviously, because Emergency Awesome and Boba Fett Talks, like they have big followings. But there are some other smaller ones, and some of them even follow me. So I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying that it's interesting that James chose to go on these particular podcasts, and all of them across the board kissed his ass and said amazing things about him. And he would not come on our show, even though we would absolutely give him a fair interview. And it used to be that people weren't afraid, Jeff, to defend their work, to stand by their work, to be grilled a little bit. Now everyone's a snowflake. Now everyone is curated to only go on certain things where they're going to kiss their ass. And I just think it's a shame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely chose the people who kiss his ass and would be like, oh my God, James Gunn is on my podcast today.
I can't believe he's on my podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what a lot of this is. It's the people who follow the script. And I get it if that's the kind of coverage that you want, James Gunn, but to me, it's just reflects the AI attitudes that we have, where we just want to be like, AI, didn't I do a good job? And the AI spits back, yes, I agree with you. I agree with everything you say.
Right.
So
it's not. Listen, it's not jealousy. It's not. I know people like to debase it and say, "Oh, it's just jealous." It's not it. It's more a matter of like, look, Jeff's a journalist. He's a journalist. I don't call myself a journalist. Jeff's a journalist, right? I didn't study journalism. I don't never call myself a journalist, but I know how to interview people. and I know how to talk to people, and Jeff does as well. And I think James would be a fun interview for the two of us to do. And I think he'd actually enjoy getting a little shit from the guys about some stuff, but also come out looking good by defending himself and explaining his reasonings for stuff. I think you get more out of that than, oh my God, I can't believe James Gunn's on my little channel and he's being interviewed by me. Why should I ever think you're ever going to be unbiased about James Gunn going forward in the future?
Well, that's the thing. When you're choosing, people like that who have never even interviewed a celebrity before or whatever, they're going to be starstruck. They're going to defer. They're going to be deferential to the talent. I may mix it up with talent from time to time, but I'd like to think I've always been respectful.
Yes.
I thought my questions were the best questions when I was invited to the DC press day. Granted, I was in the JV pool with the bloggers and not the trade press.
Right.
And everyone's asking, well, what color is Crypto's cape going to be? And how long will his canine incisors be? I mean, and I'm like, well, where are you guys going to film? Because Georgia has the abortion law,
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely frustrating DC's press strategy. But you know what? They're not interested in that. That's why people go and do these fucking Amelia de Moldenbergs and Hot Ones. Those are the interviews they're looking for. They're looking to do Esquire magazine where Leo sits down with their hard-hitting journalist, Paul Thomas Anderson.
The chicken shop date. That's another one. Or again, not criticism. It's just saying these aren't the places you're going to get real incisive answers about his work, his decision-making, what he's really going after, and getting called out for some of his missteps within his work and having him defend his missteps. None of these people are asking about that. So I don't know what you get out of a Cream Puff interview. I really don't know what people get out of that. I never watch Cream Puff interviews. They're a waste of time. I like artists to be challenged. I think it's important to challenge artists. I come from a time when you challenged artists and they defended their stuff. Yes, it got contentious, but that's part of the gift of it. You have to defend your work.
Very few people in town are down for that. Jason Blum was when he went on Bellamy's podcast, right?
Yeah.
He talked about his, the company's slump openly, which I think earned him a lot of points in people's books around town. But yeah, I don't see Gunn taking that tact.
And the thing is, I think Gunn would get more out of being interviewed by us than he does those others. Look, he gets to geek out with them and all of that. Especially, I forget the girl who does the comic books. I think she's on Phase Hero. That was, she had fun with that, and that's a great thing. You can nerd out on comics, but Jeff and I could ask him much more incisive questions about the work and about what he was doing, and I think that could have been fun.
I just don't even understand the timing of it all. I really think it's just a matter of James Gunn being like, well, I haven't been in the press for a few days, so let's do another.
I think it's because the finale fell like a wet fart, and he was doing essentially brand work to get people excited about his DC again, because people were questioning whether he should still be doing DC right after that finale. And so him doing this round of interviews, that was totally staged so that he could
so people who loved Peacemaker but didn't like the ending think that he should relinquish his post because they didn't like a 30-minute episode of television.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who were saying that this is exactly what everyone was worried about with James Gunn, what he was going to do with DC. We've seen the limits of James Gunn now. It's not going to be good going forward. It was all kinds of talk after the finale that was what was happening. So yeah. But if anyone from WB or James Gunn is watching, we'll be fair. Come on the show. Let's have some fun. Let's ball bust. Let's be boys. Come on the show. Let's have some fun. Let's hear from it, and we'll go forward from there. It could be a blast. I think it could be a blast. So, yeah. Anything else on that? Yeah. And I want to say one thing. I do see people, Jeff, right? We see the new press regulations. Pete Hegseth said, you got to sign this document. If you don't sign this document, you can't be in the Pentagon, right? So a bunch of legacy media cannot go to the Pentagon now, but he brought in all of these right-wing people who are going to kiss Trump's ass. If you're a person on the progressive liberal side of the fence in Hollywood, take a little, and you hate that that's happening, take a little perspective and look at yourself. Are you in the same deal with the studios and the creatives? Are you also, in essence, in an unwritten contract with them, kissing their asses for access to elevate your visibility, your blog, your website, your YouTube channel? Then you can't really judge these people for being part of kissing Trump's ass because you're in essence participating in the same system in a different way. And so to me, the hypocrisy there needs to be called out, in my opinion, Jeff.
I mean, I think these are pretty different things, but
well, I mean, no, I'm not saying the president is the same as someone who runs a studio or creates I'm just saying the idea of press being in cahoots with the person they're interviewing, you got to have some.
Well, there's no question that I've been asked to sign NDAs or things,
right?
And it's like, no, like, no, I'm not going to do that. So you either want me in my outlet, and we'll come and report on it fairly, or we're not going to come because we're not signing that. And I see a lot of people signing those kinds of things.
Yes,
making those kinds of concessions to studios where it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be signing that.
Right. The studios want to control. It's no different. Look, I'm not comparing the presidency or the Pentagon to a movie or a TV show or studios. You're never going to find anyone is going to tell you that nothing is more frivolous than making movies and TV shows, and all their fake characters, fake stories, most of the time, fake stuff. It's all fun. So, but I'm saying if you're gonna, you have to be a little more self-aware that you're being a bit sanctimonious to be upset about the same situation happening in a different arena that you're participating in your own arena. So that's my own point. All of that. Let's see. Adit Mahood says Blue Jays or Dodgers. I think Dodgers in 6. Yeah, I think Dodgers.
I'm gonna go Blue Jays because I like to be an asshole.
Okay. Michael McKenna says thoughts on the Gen V season finale. I haven't watched any of Gen V. Did you watch any of Gen V, Jeff?
Okay. No, I think I watched an episode or two when it first started, and I was like, I can't do this.
Sorry, Michael. Joel Davis says, is Filoni still considered the successor to KK?
Yes. Yeah. And Carrie Beck.
All right. Doug says, thoughts on Woody Johnson shitting on Justin Fields?
Not a great look, but you know what, Justin Fields? If you don't like it, play better. What the fuck are you doing out there on the field? If I was Woody Johnson, I mean, this is clearly just a frustration quote, but yeah, if I were Woody Johnson, I'd want to be pretty frustrated. I'd want better quarterback play.
Yeah. Look, I don't have a lot of respect for Woody, but what he said, Jeff's right. What he said is accurate. If you're not playing well, for the amount of money you're making off my team, you're not playing well. I get a right to call you out.
Yeah. Like Sean Payton and Russell Wilson in that little story, which was a blip last week. That was like a cheap shot. So I agreed where Russell Wilson was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you're Woody and you're the owner of the Jets, you get to criticize the quarterback.
Yeah. JMS said, Jeff watched the new Hand That Rocks the Cradle yet? I thought it was pretty boring. Yeah, no good reviews on this one, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm dreading it. I was kind of planning to watch it tonight, but I am dreading it because I don't think it'll be very good, which is such a bummer. Yeah, weird director choice though.
Good point. Yeah.
Well,
all right. I think this is it. Now, finally,
this time.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Thanks for the Streamlabs super chats. Thanks for the lively chat. Remember to subscribe down below, hit that bell button, and follow me at all my social media handles. Jeff, where can they find you? Subscribe to your newsletter.
theinsnyder.com. Scoop coming this evening involving, who should I say it involves? Well, it involves a Benjamin Affleck picture.
Ooh.
And then FYC, which we had a new episode this morning, best director. Is that what we talked about? I think. Yeah. So check that out over on Perry's channel. And happy birthday, John.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be well. We'll talk to you next week with a brand new episode here of The Hot Mic.